Okay, Gary, I think you have something to talk to us about. Thank you, Bob. Well, we have a little contest going on here, it seems, for the past couple of years, the annual KB competition. So I'll kind of go over what we've been doing and what we plan to do in the coming years. So the KB Awards, we're nearly at the end of our second year of this. An intra-club competition. You're sort of entered automatically. It's very broad-based, awards all different modes, sprinters, VHF contesters, especially people who are active. So the more contests you enter, the more points you get in this competition. Currently includes points from 34 different contests. Our contest year basically rolls over in March 1st, so we have a few more to go this particular contest year. We use the claim scores posted at 3830. We mine those automatically. So all you have to do is be a member of the club and post your scores to 3830. And for those 34 contests, you'll automatically be, all that data will be gathered up and you'll have a score posted. So each contest has its own special multiplier. Some are worth more than others. And your total score is the sum of the scaled contest scores multiplied by the number of contests. So the more contests you enter, the bigger your score. Yes. It would be March. It's March for April. Yeah, it starts March 1st. And March, April, February 30th. Yeah. February 30th. Hey, oh, that's outstanding. There's something that happens to you when you get older. I just can't remember what it is. So here's the current program status. So Matt, WX5S program. Yeah, Matt. Yes, the Matt-O-Matic has automated the scoring process, thank God, because last year Bob and I sweated over an enormous spreadsheet, and it's just fraught with error. It was a horrible experience. We're never going to do that again. So Matt did his wizardry with Perl scripts, and he gets the data from 3830, does all the calculations, and runs every hour automatically. And the standings are automatically updated and posted here on the club website along with the scores, the rules and so forth. They're all right there. So right now, 178 members have reported scores. Some guys just have one contest, some have many. And we will be presenting the awards at the April meeting. Here's the current leaderboard. 4 more contests to go. Today is the sprint. That's one of them. So you kind of see where we are. Oh, first to the gigapoint here, N6ZFO. And believe me, Bill was really trying this year. He was pouring the coal to this thing. He said, I'm gonna win this. Yeah, that's right, billion point Bill. we had 3 gigapoint winners last year. SRZ was our winner last year. So how the heck I got up there? Well, all thanks to N6RO for inviting me to Superstation. Without that, I wouldn't be even a blip on the screen. So thanks to Ken, yeah. All right. So you kind of get an idea who's up here. These are some pretty big names in contesting, which brings us to our next topic. We have a little problem with this contest, something that didn't work out exactly as we expected. This being our second year, we have enough data now to know what's going on. So the problem is that the little guys don't have a chance. We have Lee, KI6OY, 100 watts in a wire, sitting there in Livermore, doing the best he can. And, how the heck is he going to get up there at the top of the leaderboard? It's N6RO. Come on down, Lee. We'll put you in the driver's seat, That's right. Fill those chairs, So the usual suspects are always going to win, it seems like. So we have a solution. This is what we're going to do. We're going to break this into 4 brackets, each with its own set of awards. Consider this as 4 independent contests. Your bracket will be determined by your overall rank at the end of the previous contest. So on March 1st, we have a 1 to N ranking, and we're going to draw some lines. So I'm going to consider these natural groupings to say that, okay, the top roughly 30, well, I'll explain, the categories here in a minute, but, this group, clearly they're the top of the heap. They're going to compete with each other. Next group, and so forth. So we'll have things broken up into brackets. So the little guys will compete with the little guys, all right? Then you can move between brackets each year based on your rank. So the next March 1st comes around, we'll look at the 1 to N, and if someone has moved way up or down, whatever it is, you'll end up perhaps in a new bracket. If someone joins the club, say we got a monster contester who appears out of thin air, we can kind of look at that and say, okay, I'm going to put you in this bracket. If it's somebody we don't know about, by default, they'll end up in the low bracket and they'll just work their way up. All right? So let's look at the bracket. So here's the platinum bracket we're calling, at the top of the heap. Who's there? The guys who have regular access to big gun stations, or the people who enter very many contests who are on the air all the time. Top tier, button share, and points. There's no doubt about it. We're really racking up the points here. And I'm estimating at least 19 contests in the year cycle. It seems that's kind of on the average. People are doing more than 19 contests to get this position. We got TV Bob here, one of the greatest contesters in the world. Yes. we've got Tom W2SC sitting out here 8P5A cranking out a paltry 10,000 Qs in a weekend. How sad. But then we have here Hank W6SX, another guy with wires in the trees, but he knows what he's doing, and he's in every single contest. And he's absolutely relentless. He's a fabulous contester. So he, too, is near the top of the heap. So you don't have to own the world's greatest station, but you do have to be a pretty good operator to be platinum. So about 30 are going to be in the platinum bracket, duking it out. The second bracket we call gold, about the next 35, some medium to big guns. You still have to be a frequent and fairly skilled contester to be here. Still going to require good time in the chair. Won't get off easy on this. Maybe a few less contests than the top guys. But here's a example of a couple of well-known guys here, N2NS and K6RM with reasonable stations. Again, skilled contesters. These guys know what they're doing, and they enter a lot of contests. Third bracket, we call it silver. About 45 people in this group. Probably a little pistol, or maybe not. Could be a regular participant or someone who just puts in a few big scores. Here's KX7M operating up at Oliver's station. Again, a giant station, but he doesn't show up in that many contests. Maybe 4, 5, 6 contests a year, but with each one is a great big score. So that's one way to it. George, small station, but again, he enters lots of contests. So it still requires some serious effort to get in there. But again, a smaller number of contests, so maybe it's someone who can't be on the air all the time, but they do what they can. And finally, we get to the pea shooters, okay? So, yeah, this is for real. Yeah, it is a state-of-the-art pea shooter. This is a British fella. They're very serious about their pea shooters in the UK. I did not know that. Yeah, it starts in grade school, and they it's those gamers. So there it is. He's got a laser sight. It's gyro stabilized. I mean, it's phenomenal. Go figure. So never count out the pea shooters. Now, how many here were one of these at one time? I think this is how we all started. We were all little guys, and some are still little guys, and that's just the way it is. You have limited time for contesting. You have life. You have disabilities. You have family. You have what you have. I'm sorry, I can't contest very often. You have very limited stations, and of course you have newcomers. You got the new contesters just figuring it out. So, of course they're not going to beat the big guys, but we have a pretty good sized group, and very easy to move up in this bracket. So, Lee is paying attention. He's worked 10 contests so far, 10. So he's worked almost a third of the contest. Not big scores, but, he gets the multiplier from all those things. And every year he can look and say, oh, I can beat these guys. I'm going to work, a couple more contests. I'm going to learn a new mode and things. So, this is our breeding ground for new contesters here, right? So we really need to encourage them, and they will be rewarded. And they get to compete among themselves without feeling like, sorry, you'll never win anything. So we're going to do better with this. So the awards I'm proposing is be some plaques and certificates, again, for each bracket independently. Special awards or endorsements could be things like maybe the biggest move up in rank, someone who's really improved their scores. Maybe the greatest increase in the number of contests. It's really fun because you have a lot of data here. And Matt sit there and analyze things 19 different ways if we want to. And we can come up with some really neat little endorsements or something like that for special cases like this. And of course you get the plaque with the world's greatest cartoon on it. So we updated the contest list. I've got a lot of feedback from people, mostly by email, about which contest should be in or out, and we debate it. There's a lot of things you could consider adding or subtracting. So here's the conclusion. This is what we're doing. So we added the 2 Canada contests. Those are contests that are fun and rewarding, especially for our smaller stations. And the rec contests are outstanding. Everybody can have a good time with that. Lots of activity, and I can, speaking as operating from a pea shooter station, those are good contests. JIDX SSB, that was temporarily removed because they moved the SSB Sprint because of the disaster in Puerto Rico, whatever it was. Anyway, that was temporarily removed. We put it back. And we added a couple of state QSO parties based on level of activity and likelihood that we would be able to, get, good scores in those contests. We're temporarily dropping the 10-meter and 10 RIDI contests until we have a few more sunspots. I mean, 10 RIDI was, like 24 hours to get, 15 cues or something. I said, no, we're not going to beat people to death just for the point of getting a mult. So we'll put those back when conditions are a little better. Yep. Yeah, 10-meter FT8. So hey, the digital contests are, we could go outside of RIDI, especially for newcomers, as things like FT8 or who knows what else gets streamed up. Yeah, I mean, Ed just wrote about that in NCJ. Hey, FT8 is coming. Things are going to change rapidly here, and certainly we could consider that. Yeah, 160 phone is not on the list. That's true. That's true. We have CQ 160 CW in there. We could consider it. I'll show you the list. This is how. Send me an email, remind me, and I will put it on my list because there's a lot of possible contentions here. So here's this bit of an eye chart for contest list. So right now it's 37 contests, 37. 7 of them are RIDI, 7 are SSB, 10 are CW, and 13 are multi-mode. Okay? And you can see there's some months that every week has one, like November has 4. Some months, February has 4, very busy in the winter. It's a little bit of a balance between contest exhaustion and opportunity. So actually, Lee had a suggestion. Why not make every contest eligible? Well, maybe it'd be a real free-for-all, wouldn't it? But this is it. This is the list. By March 1st, this will go up on the awards area of the club website, and you can pick and choose the ones you want to compete in. Some of these have, really high multipliers on them, like June VHF and and the sprints have big high mults because you don't get necessarily high scores, but you know, join in. Everyone can have a crack at it. So what's a strategy? What works to increase your score for the KB Awards? How do you improve your standing? Well, number one is participate. Every contest is a multiplier. Well, that's quite valuable. Make sure you post all your scores in 3830. Don't forget to do that. Make sure your call sign's up there and correct. Even if you are an operator in a multi-multi, you get your share of the score for the multi-multi. Try a new mode. Oh, I got into RIDI not that long ago, you know, thanks to, you know, the big push of this club, you know, guys like Ed standing up there and showing us how it's done. I started doing RIDI. You know, I gained a third mode, which is fantastic. Try the sprints. You try the SSB sprint. Now, maybe you're not a great CW operator. Well, that's okay. I mean, it is kind of scary. You know, the sprints in CW are pretty ferocious. And but SSB not so much. Maybe you can do that. Or the RIDI sprint. RIDI sprint actually is easy to do. Oh, what does it mean to participate? Okay, so you know, participation means two things. First, it means, well, you put up, you know, 1 Q or something like that just for a mult, which counts for something. But more than that, you're helping the club. You're helping yourself. You're helping the club with activity. You're getting your own name out there. You know, upping the activity here in this whole competition.
Oh yeah, sorry for our online person. You've heard WNRH frequently get on the reflector and say, please get on and make 1 QSO. If you can do it from wherever, however, just get on the air and work somebody. Not only will you get your participation point in this competition, but your club will get participation points in the NAQP competitions if it happens to be one of those contests. And you can help on a lot of different levels. So 1 QSO gets all that for you. I'm sorry? Yeah, and submit to 3830 and hopefully upload that 1 QSO to ncjweb.com.
Yep, report your scores. Very important. Right. Oh, yeah, okay, so I'll explain the sprints briefly. There's the big NA sprints, which are twice a year for each mode. But the weekly sprints, on Thursday, you have CW and RIDI every week. Those are handled special. That's considered one contest, but it has it's broken into 52 little sessions. So you add up all your points for the year, and you get 1 mult. So again, you could go into 1 sprint, make 1 Q, and you've got the mult for that contest. Let's see, yeah, multi-op, you split your score. And, also let someone else use your station. You get 25% of their score because you're the station owner. And that's one of the reasons somebody like Tom here, 6P, he always hosts people at his station. And he racks up lots of points just by serving soft drinks to the operator. That's all he has to do. Racking up those points. So, we're going to make it happen. And did you know the second Monday in October is officially National Kick Butt Day? There's a calendar for all this stuff. There's nationaldaycalendar.com. Look it up. And there is a National Kick Butt Day. And there is a KB lager. It's made in Australia. Yeah, a fine brew. That would be interesting. The second Monday in October. I think it's like the day after CQP this year. I looked it up. There we go. Yeah, so National KB Day. All right. Okay, questions? Okay. We have a WebEx question.
Yeah, thanks. This is Don, K6GHA. I'm the perpetual low power guy, and I was just wondering if there's any way in the 3830 of delineating between power levels, because no matter how much button chair time I have and how many cues I can rack up, I'm never ever going to be anywhere near the scores that are in the same category group that I'm in.
I see what you mean, Don. High power, low power. That's interesting. You know, that's a dimension that I'd never considered for this, and I would like to note that as a suggestion, because the data is there on 3830, and oh, Matt just stepped out of the room, but it's the kind of thing where we again could throw a multiplier on a score based on low power. That's not out of the question.
Or QRP.
Or yeah, QRP for sure. That's right. Our chronic QRP operators who still put up some pretty astounding scores for what they do, but yeah, I think a multiplier based on power. Why not? What other contest does that? I mean, there's a few QRP contests that have a power multiplier. Other than that, most contests just segregate you. Field day? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Field day. Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay. Yeah, Don. Thanks a lot. That was a great idea. A wild card contest. So this would be one that you pick, that you, the operator, picks, not on the list, or substituting. Interesting. Get to pick your own. Yeah. Sometimes it could get a little tricky to educate. Yeah. Pick well. Yeah, we discussed a lot of different schemes. You know, how to manipulate this thing, and you know, because this is a fun competition just for our club, we can change this at will. You know, we could change it every year to a new scheme just to keep things interesting. So we did it this initial way for the first 2 years and said, hey, this is kind of fun, but it needs a little help. Let's try some brackets. It's easy to program. It's easy to understand. I could do a logarithmic compression on these high scores. No, I don't need something that boggles the audience. I just need something they can understand, something like brackets, so you're competing with a peer group. So we'll try this for this coming year, see how it works. We can keep tweaking on it, always looking for good ideas, though. Yep, I gather all the emails. Anybody who sends me anything to do with this contest, I correct errors in the scores, whatever it takes to try to make it accurate. Matt was wise to actually publish the raw data. That's also up on the club website. If you want to verify it yourself to make sure our algorithm isn't broken, and ZFO helped on that. He was, yeah, absolutely. He found, hey, I think this score, something's missing, something's wrong here, and by golly, he found a bug for us. So, we're completely transparent. So all the raw data is up there on the awards area of the website. So how's that for transparency, huh? All right.
All right.
That's right. Yeah, and the guy who runs the contest is in second place. This is something odd here. Yeah, I think we're at several nines of accuracy on the scoring now, so we're pretty pleased. Okay, is that it?
N6O says Stu Perry.
Oh, Stu. Ken's voting for the Stu. Well, I can. That's right. If it's a good year, we'll put the Stu in there.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary, this is Ken. I was referring to the multipliers for power, QRP and low power. There's a scheme that Tree has for too, Perry.
Oh yeah, that's great. And also it's based on the one that's based on distance also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may be the world's fairest contest right now.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, other than the band, it sounds for most of it, it's like it's unobtainium.
August from Chicago to Minnesota and to Iowa and Wisconsin. I visited the QTH of W0GJ at Beauvais now. He had 14 towers, and one of the things that he did, he showed me that he had won the 160-meter worldwide phone CW contest 8 times. QRP. Hello. My next stop was in Wisconsin, and I visited Paul W0AIH, who has 80 towers, including a 3-element 80-meter beam that is at 180 feet. Anyway, it was a nice road trip.
Yep, these guys are competitors. All right. Is that it? I think so. Okay, well, everybody, KB, we have a lot to look forward to here, and we'll have some awards for y'all in April.
Okay, one more time. This guy runs the whole awards part of our club. Gary doing a fantastic job. Again, a special applause for Gary.